All right, we're live. Shalom Israel. Welcome back to Wednesday night class. Good to see everybody in person and also online. Hope everybody's doing well and their families are doing well. I know we've been pretty busy here in San Antonio, and I know we've been real busy, as a matter of fact.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's been super busy. But that's just the nature of things. And that's kind of like the motivation behind the class also. It's just about how you deal with situations that come up, you know, and how the Most High is anticipating how you engage yourself in circumstances. But first and foremost, I want to give a shout out and shalom to our brothers, Stream of Wisdom in Houston, Texas, also in Virginia, and also in New York, Rochester, New York. Shout out and shalom to all you brothers out there. Hope your families are doing well. You're doing well. Shout out to brothers in California, Florida, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Kawakaw in Guatemala. Shout out to his family, his congregation. I'm Yadzai in London. Hope everybody's doing well. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. It's not going to be a long class. We started kind of late, but should be short to the point. That's the goal. All right. So let's get the first scripture. Is 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 13. Let's go there. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 13.
1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 13 reads.
Is there a reason why you're going to that point? Because Old Testament, New Testament.
No, the Testament, old or new, doesn't matter. But it's just the purpose of the class is kind of wrapped around this one particular verse about how the Most High is anticipating when we us and our actions is based upon how we deal with and negotiate circumstances. And so the approach of circumstances with the Most High is checking. And so let's read this right here.
1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 13 reads, "There have no temptation taken you."
Stop. What does that mean? There's no temptation taking you. What does that mean?
It means any temptation that anything that tempts you, it's not going to affect you. It's not going to. You're not going to be interested in it.
Oh, say it a little bit louder.
Anything that tempts you, you're not going to gravitate towards it.
Right. It's a great point. What you got?
I was gonna say something similar to that. There shouldn't be a temptation that should affect you,
Yes.
or that should make you fall.
Yes. And the reason the class is even titled the way it is, because I've never been in no escape room. Has anybody ever been in an escape room?
No.
I see it everywhere.
It's
popular business.
Yes, on TV. Even Squid Games is, I guess, kind of based upon. Say it again.
It is based.
It is. I've never seen Squid Games. Neither first season, second season. Never.
I've seen.
I'm not the TV guy.
Yeah.
That actually happened. Purge. That actually happened.
What is it like?
I do have a question.
What are them? The killing? What's it?
Well, they get a bunch of homeless people or people who are in major debt, and they tell them, "I'll get you out of this debt, and you'll get millions of dollars. You gotta join this game. It's a debt game. But if you win the game, you're gonna come up like 400 mil. If you lose the game, you're gonna die.
You win big.
How much you worth?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Say it again, sis.
Gotta kill everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta take each other out.
Eventually it gets like that.
So it's like a cutthroat.
Like Saw or something like
At
that.
first, like, they set you up. Like they let you pick your teams. Who's your homeboy? And the next game is okay. They get a key teammate. It's you versus him.
Oh my God!
Come on. All right. So then now this I guess it's like a mix of Saw mixed with what's that other movie where the rich put the people in the woods? Not the Purge, but the other
Game
movie.
of Thrones?
Not Game of Thrones. The rich people
Hunger Games?
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
So it's like Hunger Games.
I
Okay,
do that.
I don't know.
That's kind of cool.
I haven't seen that. I seen the first one, but I know there's more than one.
The first one and the last one was the last one was good.
I gotta go check them out.
Really?
I'm behind.
The last one.
I'm like 10 years behind.
The old man becomes young. And they tell you a story how he got to be the head guy.
No, not that one. I'm talking about the
That's the
last
last
one
one.
of the trilogy. There was a trilogy and then there was some
The
other
Mockingbird.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, Mockingbird.
Catching Fire.
Catching
or something.
Fire.
That's the second one. That's number 2.
It was a book series.
I read the book.
Oh, but part 2 was a part 1 and a part 2.
Yeah,
Part 2
yeah.
of number 2.
Okay.
There we go. So
There
it's
you go.
3.
That's fine.
So there you go. There you have it.
That's fine.
So
I read the books. I was in there.
We're getting mixed up, man. We're mixed.
I didn't mean like sun like that. I meant like sun like he spelled sun. It was a.
It just kind of works.
It's a
that way.
pun. Use of words. Pun was intended.
Pun may be intended.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
That statement, could it also, I could be wrong, but could it also mean there's no temptation that you won't be able to handle?
Yes, absolutely. But that's why I use this analogy, escape room of life. I've never been in an escape room, but it's popular. These kind of games are popular. These themes are popular. Because what it is situational awareness. What it is what will you do in this situation? What are you going to do when this situation is brought upon you, when you got to figure things out on your own? And you got to figure things out. But life is that way too. Yeah. And that's why the title is what it is, because life is the same way. Life has many things that doors are closed, doors open. You know, you have to figure something out, and you have to sit there and examine, man, I've never been in this situation before. I've never been in this circumstance before. I don't have any clue how this is going to come out. If this is going to turn out in my favor or it's not going to turn out in my favor. It's like Jeopardy, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm going to win or lose. But life is that way. So the objective is to know that the Most High will not put you in a situation. Read it again from the top.
Come, 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 13 read.
And I didn't want to mess your hand up, like how you had something that you wanted to bring out too.
Yeah, it's just that pretty much what Moselle said, that there's no situation so overwhelming that you're not given or some type of comfort or answer. There's a way to figure out anything to do.
Right.
It's not so overwhelming.
But it may seem this way though, because and when they put you in an escape room, from what I've seen on these TV shows and whatnot, you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
You can't panic.
Mm-hmm.
And you're in this like little tiny hall. Your body's hunched over. Yeah. You're in a little closet, and you got to figure out: is the cuckoo clock on the wall? Is that part of this game? Is it and is it telling me the wrong time on purpose?
Yeah.
You know.
Time limit too.
Yeah, and I'm on a time limit, or I crawl through a room and I'm in a room full of mirrors. Now I don't even know which one. I don't know if I'm coming or going. Yes, sir.
And it's a different environment. So you might get put in an environment where you got to investigate clues, or you might get put in an environment where it's like horror, like a theme horror to it.
Yeah.
To where it's like scary. Like,
yeah.
So like it's different type of scenes in that escape room.
Yeah, but even when you're in there, what the objective is to see if you're going to panic under pressure.
Yeah.
And people pay to be put in these situations. When in life,
pay good money for that.
It's already free.
In Israel.
In Israel and in life. These circumstances that just pop up on you, you got to think through it. These situations, you don't have to pay to get involved in these situations. They come.
That's free.
They come because the Most High, what we're going to find out is the Most High put you in them. Mm. The Most High want to see how you engage in decision making, how you navigate through circumstances, how you overcome obstacles when obstacles are put in front of you. So, do you think through obstacles, or you just say, do you give up and quit? Just say, I can't figure this out, and I'm just going to die here.
Mm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can say that's good. That's good. Yeah. But the Most High is watching us as we navigate through this course of life. Yeah. And the Most High is sitting back studying. What are you going to do? Okay, I see you come up. I see you engaged in this situation. How are you going to navigate through this? I want to see how you operate. So what you got?
We've been watching these little I should not have survived shows on these little YouTube
skits, shorts. Yeah.
Yeah, and what documentaries type, and they had one with this. They went on a boat trip. It's like 7 of them. Only like 2 survived, but it was through a course of series of situations that they had to go through, losing a lifeboat. It was only like a scattered shower of rain, but it wasn't enough to actually give them any kind of sustenance or too much sun. And then one guy said, he's like, man, I just stood up on the boat and I just cursed God.
Oh,
why would you not give us water?
That's the wrong answer.
Are you teasing us, God?
Yeah.
It just like the same thing.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? But that guy was put in a situation, or what happened yesterday. A boat of 28 people, I believe, flipped over in the ocean. They got hit by a storm, but all of them got saved.
Oh.
All of them lived.
Wow.
So, but so out of everybody that flipped over in the boat and the boat sank, Everybody lived.
Oh.
So, say it again.
No, I was gonna say a daughter had fell in the ocean from the Disney cruise, and the father had to jump in to go save her.
Did he get her?
Yeah, he ended up getting her.
A situation. What are you gonna do? You gonna scream? You gonna yell? My baby's in the water. What are you gonna do?
Watch her go by.
Are you gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna risk myself, and I'm gonna. A young Judite dude just passed away. Also, I think it was in Galveston. He tried to save 2 of his babies, and he was overwhelmed by the water.
Wow.
And this was about a month ago. So when your baby's in the water, you're gonna watch them float away and scream, or what are you gonna do? You gotta go. You gotta try to figure something out. But life is this way. Life is full of situations where this is brand new. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how this is gonna work, but I gotta figure something out. And the Most High is anticipating your decision making. What are you gonna do? I mean, are you gonna scream? Are you gonna yell? Are you gonna cry? You gonna give up? You gonna quit? What are you gonna do? But the Most High said this. Read it again.
Come. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 13 reads, there have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to men.
So first and foremost, you got to realize that, man, I'm not the only one that this happened to. I'm not the only one having to go through this. I'm not the only one having to figure this out. So I'm not alone. I'm not by myself. And this is not a brand new circumstance. Read on.
But the Most High faithful
No, it
is
says,
faithful.
but the Most High what?
The Most High is faithful.
So when I'm in a scenario where I don't know how this is going to turn out, I should know that the Most High is what?
Faithful.
So when you hit an obstacle and it's undetermined how you're gonna fare in this obstacle, who should you lean on?
The Most High.
You should lean on the Most High. You should have the presence of mind first and foremost. The Most High knows I'm going through this. And if anything, He put me through it to see how am I going to turn out. Am I going to lean on Him, or am I going to make my own decisions? Read.
Come. Who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
And that's what Moselle said. The Most High will not put you in a situation that's so overwhelming where you can't handle it. And you can't figure it out. And you're just this is just too extreme. Where now you gotta curse the Most High. You gotta curse the Most High now because it. And I've heard of a situation where these coal miners got trapped underground, and some of them got saved. And one of the guys that was waiting for his son, as they extracted some people, they ran out of oxygen underground. And there's a couple of, I forgot how many of it was, but some of them actually lived. And even though they were sucking on barely nothing in oxygen, some they got to in time to pull them out and they lived. This one guy's son, he was waiting at the mouth of the extraction point, and his son didn't make it. And when they interviewed him, he said, "This is why I don't believe in God." He said, "This is why I don't believe in God, because what kind of God would let these other people live and take my son?" So he justified his position of unbelief simply because the outcome didn't turn into his favor. So he said, "This is why I don't believe in no God. No God would do this." So many people will be in a situation and curse the Most High.
Yeah.
Job was put in a situation to either curse the Most High or not.
Yep.
And he chose not to. Read.
Come. But will with the temptation.
It says, "But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able," so you can handle it. Read on.
But will with the temptation.
He says, "But will with the temptation." So along with the circumstance, the Most High will do what with the circumstance? Read.
But will with the temptation also make a way to escape.
So that's why the title of the class is called The Escape Room of Life. Because there's many circumstances that you got to just have faith to get through. And you got to believe to get through. You don't know how you're going to get through it. You don't know how this is going to turn out and what the Most High has put you in. But you got to have faith and know that the Most High will provide that exit. There's an exit. There's an answer to this riddle, to this puzzle. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, sir. There was this one guy, man, on one of those same reels. He was working on an oil rig him and 5 guys, and they were supposed to go up underneath the ocean and work on this piping. Because one of the spacers lost its stability, they got sucked into that oil pipe.
Yeah.
You talking about, man.
I heard of that one. Yeah,
underneath the ocean.
that they lost pressure. It was supposed to be in a bell that you're supposed to turn. They have different bells and tunnels where you turn the pressure on and you turn the pressure off. And once you decompress, then you can open up the valve and then you can climb through it. But one of the guys opened the valve too soon before it was decompressed.
Well, this one,
It's smashing.
it wasn't a too soon thing. In this specific one, it was because the system that had failed. It was the company's fault. But all 5 of them got sucked down into that pipe, and only one made it out.
Yeah, the one that made it out swam through the pipe.
Yeah, through the oil.
He swam through the pipe and he found little pockets of air.
Yeah. He's trying to get help, right?
Yeah, he went to call for help, but by the time he went and got for help, all the other guys were gone already.
Yeah.
And like every time he ran out of air, he was about to run out of air, there was an oxygen tank that just happened to it was the remaining oxygen tanks from the other ones that were behind him.
Yeah.
But Mozart kept giving him an oxygen tank every time he ran out of air.
It was a random oxygen tank.
Random oxygen tank just floated right to him.
You know, who could have made that up? Who put him in that situation? But the Most High said He always put us in situations where there's an exit, or there's an answer, or there's knowledge on how to overcome the situation. But it's up to us to figure that out. And that's what life is about. Life is about navigating obstacles. And the Most High will present the obstacle, and your job is to navigate through it. You got to figure it out. And the Most High wants to see what are you going to be about. Give me 2 Corinthians. Let that go. 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 8.
2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
2 Corinthians chapter 8 and verse 8 reads, I speak not by commandment, but by occasion of the forwardness of others, and to prove the sincerity of your love.
So what Paul was saying here is, Paul was saying, man, listen, I challenge you. I pit you, the Corinthians, against this other church, because this other church is so advantageous in giving. They're so committed to giving. So I'm gonna pit your. Let me turn this down. Ring it off. I'm gonna pit your your level of charity against this other church. Now, is Paul dropping orders on people, on churches? You better give because this other church gave. Because this other church is giving, you better give the same way. He said, I'm doing this for a reason. Paul said, I'm challenging this church and I'm pitting this church charity against this church charity, but I'm doing it for a reason. He said, I'm doing it to do what?
It says, and in your love, not that. It says, and to prove the sincerity of your love.
He says, I'm doing it to prove what?
Your sincerity of your love.
So I really want to see how sincere you are. So it's not out of maliciousness why I'm doing it. I'm doing it to see how sincere you are in your love. Do you really believe me or not? What we're finding out what Paul is saying is exactly what the Most High does in every situation and temptation. The Most High wants to know an answer. He wants to know, how do you fare up? Are you really about Him or not? Paul said, I'm doing the same thing, pitting church against church, charity versus charity, but I'm not doing it by order. I just want to see if you really believe. Or I'm going to let you decide how much you want to give, because I see how this church is fervent in their love. So I want to see if you are you giving to the same degree, and are you just as fervent in your love as this other church? So I'm not going to force you to do anything. And that's what the Most High does. The Most High does put us in scenarios where, listen, He wants to just sit back and watch how you operate. Okay, here's the situation, here's the obstacle, here's the circumstance. Let me see what you got. Let me see how you're going to handle this. Do you really believe in me or you don't? Well, let's find out. Let's find out when things are standing in opposition to you, in opposition to your favor. Then the Most High wants to know, okay, let's see what you believe in. We're going to find this is constant. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 32. Next brother. Verse 20.
So 32.
32.
32 and 20.
Mm-hmm.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I will hide my face from them.
He said, but the Most High said what?
I will hide my face from them.
The Most High said, okay, I see how you operate in certain situations. Read.
I will see what their end shall be.
He said, I'm going to see what?
What their end shall be.
What does that sound like?
See how you respond.
Say it again.
See how you respond.
So the Most High will do what?
You're gonna see what decisions we're gonna make when he's hands off.
Yes.
Or what are you gonna do? I gave you this opportunity. Let's see if you observe the opportunity and get yourself out of this. Are you really about this or not? Are you really trying, or are you a fake it till you make it type?
Is it hard to believe that the Most High steps back from us?
Nope.
Nah.
To watch the outcome?
Of our mistakes?
Not at all.
Nope.
Is this hard? Is this hard to fathom? Is this hard to believe?
It makes sense.
No.
That the Most High will step back and see. Let me see if you're really sincere.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We as parents, those of us that have children, we do the exact same thing, and we know why we do it. So we know why he does it.
So for those that are not parents, though.
No,
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say the same.
Okay, what about the ones that are not parents?
Y'all gotta learn.
Say y'all got
Figure it out before it's too late.
Just make a baby. Find out about the scripture.
So he said the Most High will step back and see what. Let me see how you're going to navigate through this situation. Yes, sir.
Same thing with Abraham and Isaac.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing. You know, you beg for this firstborn. Now you got him. Now sacrifice him. Now let me see what you're going to do. Read on.
Like you.
You're in 32. Or 20. I'm sorry. 20.
Middle of 20. I will see what their end shall be.
So the Most High will put us in situations, circumstances, and the Most High will stand back and watch how you're going to end up. What decisions are you going to make? How are you going to navigate this path? And are you going to choose the right decisions? Are you going to make the right decisions? Read on.
For they are a very froward generation.
He said, because when I look at you, Most High looks at us. He said, this generation is what?
Froward.
What does that mean?
Willful. Want to doing it their own way and not wanting to listen.
Say it one more time.
Wanting to do it their own way.
Say it one more time.
Do it their own way.
So what does the Most High know about us?
That we're hard-headed and stubborn.
That we're stiff-necked, stubborn, rebellious, and the most important thing you said is we want to do things our way. When we hit a wall and we hit a temptation or we hit an obstacle, the Most High sits back and finds out, hey, did you think about me in this decision that you just came up with? Did you think about me when you made this decision? Or did you go and become bold, willful, and just do it your way? Did you even try to identify if I could help you in this situation? Or you just made your own presumptuous decision? See, the Most High knows this about us. He knows we're willful. He knows we're presumptuous. He knows that we're self-willed, self-motivated, and we won't even seek Him, and we'll make our own decisions. We'll create a decision. We'll make up a decision. Is it wisdom? Is it not? Is it right or is it wrong? We don't know. We're just going to do it. Read on.
For they are a very froward generation.
Go ahead.
Children in whom is no faith.
He said, now what does the Most High know about us?
Wow.
No faith.
What don't we have?
Faith.
What does that mean?
Trust.
Exactly. We don't trust the Most High. So when you're in this escape room of life,
Yeah.
the Most High wants to know at the end of the day, do you trust me? Okay, a relationship on the rocks. But do you trust me? Job situation is shaky. Do you trust me? Car is shaky. Vehicle is shaky. Rent is shaky. Income is shaky. Everything be shaky. Health be shaky. But who do you trust? Who do you believe in? So all the circumstances that the Most High be putting us in are to find out that answer. It's to determine that answer. Do you trust me or not? Or you're going to make your own decision, which is the majority of the time what we do. We just try to figure things out. I'll just figure this out on my own. Yes, sir.
My brother today and tomorrow, I'm trying to see if I can try to help him out. Bring him up over here. He was like, so you need to tell me that class is going to help my problems, get me closer to God and everything. I was like, well, this is at least supposed to teach you. You know what I'm saying? So that way you can navigate much more better. So another person's going to tell me that, and I don't think that's going to work. Mind you, he don't got a job. He's looking for a job. Rent coming up.
Life falling apart.
I'm falling apart. And I'm like, whoa.
He got the answers though.
And he was like, listen, I gotta go, man. I gotta go. Oh, we got one out.
So you said what's falling apart?
Household.
His household falling apart. What else?
He got no job.
Got no job.
He got no job. What else? And his rent's due.
Been due. It's been due.
Yeah,
There's only
The third's tomorrow. That's the last day.
Today's
Yeah, make some adjustments tomorrow.
Wednesday today.
You got to start preparing yourself.
The late fees coming in. That yellow note.
You got to make relocation plans.
He's close to.
Hey, so it said. What did you say? What else? You said two. What else? You said something is two.
No, I was saying that out of the 4 people that's in the house, only 2 were.
So it's 4 people that needs to be sustained, and only 2 people bringing in income, feeding 4 people. And then he ran into you today, and then he said, "I gotta go," and you told him to do what?
I told him to come to class, man.
So and he said, "You think that's gonna change my situation?"
2 hours will change your life.
So read Job chapter 5 verse 1. Next brother.
Let's go.
Yeah, let that go. He said, "Children in whom is no what?
No faith.
No faith, man. That's what the Most High understand. Hey, I painted this picture just to determine whether you got faith or not. Or like Paul said, hey, I'm pitting church against church to see if you're really sincere. These challenges and circumstances are in front of us all day long. The Most High wants to know the outcome. Read.
Job chapter 5, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Call now,
Go ahead.
if there be any that will answer thee,
Go ahead.
and to which of the saints wilt thou turn?
He says, the question is, who is the Most High going to sustain? He said, who are you going to sustain? He's asking the question. Who are the Most High going to turn to? Read.
For wrath,
But he said, but if I get angry, if I'm in a situation, I'm frustrated in this situation. He says, the frustration of man does what? Read.
for wrath killeth the foolish man.
So I'm frustrated in this situation, and I don't got no answers. So I'm going to just try to figure something out. I'm going to come up with my own conclusion. Well, you coming up with your own conclusion is actually going to what?
For wrath killeth the foolish man.
It's actually the precursor to your downfall. Because you were in a situation, you didn't have any faith, but you were frustrated. Frustrated.
Yeah.
Like some brothers say.
There's 2 types of frustration.
Yeah.
It's frustration. Frustration's
It's
real.
That's the highest
frustration and
level.
frustration.
That's real.
My woman. There's 2 types of frustration. So you going to get frustrated or you get frustrated. One of them must be more severe than the other. So he's saying, but that frustration that comes when you're in a situation you don't got no answers to, and the Most High is expecting or would like to see that you would have some faith in Him, but you operated in your wrath. You made your own decisions. You were impudent, bold, self-willed, self-propelled. You figured out. You try to figure it out on your own. Well, actually, that's where you end up making a mistake at. Read.
For wrath killeth the foolish man, and envy
slayeth the silly one.
Oh, I'm gonna be mad because somebody's situation, and they're not like my situation. They're not going through what I'm going through. So why am I the only one having to go through this? How come they got it better than me? So I'm looking at the scenario the wrong way. I'm doing everything wrong. So when there's a circumstance and an obstacle in front of me, how do you process this circumstance and this obstacle? How do you approach it? Do you get mad that you're the only one in it? You start looking at people that ain't in it but you? How come I got to be in this situation? Or you just get mad and get frustrated and just go downhill. Read.
Verse 3. I have seen the foolish taking root, but suddenly I cursed his habitation.
Go ahead.
His children are far from safety.
It said because this man doesn't approach scenarios correctly. He doesn't lean on the Most High for his situations that are difficult to navigate. So guess who's affected?
His children.
So the guy that got the rent due, that don't want to listen to the Bible, guess who's going to be affected?
His children.
Now my children are affected because of my foolish decision making. My irrational, ill-regarded decision making. Now my children, my family is affected because I'm hot-headed, I'm bold, I'm impudent, I don't have no faith, I don't lean on the Most High, and I'm envious that I'm the only one in it and other people got it better than me. So now all these situations are happening and I'm processing this whole scenario wrong. I'm in that escape room and there ain't going to be no escape out of that. I will suffer there. Read on.
His children are far from safety.
Go ahead.
And they are crushed in the gate.
Go ahead.
Neither is there any to deliver them.
I turned this situation into a hopeless situation when it didn't have to be a hopeless situation because I engaged in the wrong emotion and I didn't lean on the Most High at all. Now everybody's affected because of my decision making, because of my ill-regarded approach to life, to turmoil, to struggles, to the unknown things that happen to us daily. Now everybody got to get affected. Read on. Whole household get affected. Read on.
Verse 5. Whose harvest the hungry eateth up.
So now my substance is eaten up. My substance is taken and eaten by other people. Read on.
And taketh it even out of the thorns, and the robber swalloweth up their substance.
Now I'm in a situation where I have no help whatsoever. I have no substance. I never learned how to lean on the Most High, but I went off my own emotion. I went off my own wrath. I went off my own decision making. I didn't even think to pursue the Most High for help. Read on.
Although affliction cometh not forth out of the dust.
He says, although affliction doesn't come from the dust, circumstances don't come up from the ground. They don't grow. He's saying the circumstances that hit us, that are confusing, conflicting, that the things that are in opposition to us, that are hard to handle in life, he said it doesn't just grow out of nowhere. It doesn't come from the dust. Read on.
Although affliction cometh not forth out of the dust.
Go ahead.
Neither doth trouble.
It says neither does what?
Neither doth trouble.
See, so affliction don't grow up like trees, and trouble just don't grow like leaves. Read.
Neither doth trouble spring out of the ground.
Go ahead.
Yet man is born unto trouble.
But yet affliction and trouble don't grow up out the ground. Will you not have to deal with it though?
Yeah.
Yes. Are you going to eventually get in situations that's going to bring affliction and bring trouble in your life? Yes. But it's how you navigate them. Is what's going to determine whether you get out of that situation or whether you overcome the situation. It's your approach to the situation that matters. He said it doesn't just grow up, but you will have to engage it in life. Read on.
Yet man is born unto trouble.
And yet you will have to deal with trouble and affliction. Read on.
As the sparks fly upward.
He said just like sparks come out of nowhere with friction and interaction, and that creates sparks. So it says trouble pops up like that too. I have a situation that causes friction, or I have friction with these individuals, or I have friction with this person, and guess what comes out of it? Trouble springs up. I said the wrong thing to this person, now we're not talking today. I chose anger and wrath. Now this person don't want to have nothing to do with me. I used to be able to lean on this person. I used to be able to borrow from this person. I used to be able to, lean on this person for counsel, advice. But I let how I navigated this situation create a spark, and now, boom. Now we're not even seeing eye to eye. Now my relationship's on the rocks. Friendship's on the rocks. Read on.
I would seek unto the Most
Stop.
High.
What did Job say?
I would seek unto the Most High.
So Job said what man doesn't do, and why he always fails in every scenario that's where there's conflict, affliction, or trouble, what doesn't he do?
I would seek unto the Most High.
Job said, I would do this when there's affliction. I would do this when there's trouble. I would do this when there's friction between me and somebody else. Job said, I would do what?
I would seek unto the Most High.
Go ahead.
And unto the Most High would I commit my cause.
So what is he saying that people don't do?
You don't commit
Seek
the cause.
and commit. It's
Seek the
both.
Most High.
It's both.
They don't clear.
They don't seek and commit their cause.
So what do they commit their cause to?
Themselves. You gotta get mine, yeah.
How I process things. This is how the Most High is watching how we deal with situations. We know Job. What you got?
I was gonna say there was a famous line from Marshawn Lynch. I don't know if y'all remember Marshawn Lynch. He was a running back for the Seattle Seahawks, and he was eating the Skittles out. He loves the Skittles. He always eats the Skittles. And he was talking in the interview. He said, "Look," he said, "I already know I'm gonna get got, but I'm gonna get mine more than I get got though." And I'm gonna say it slow. I know I had a little slang in it. He said, "I know I'm gonna get got, but I'm gonna get mines more than I get got though." That was the mentality.
Right.
I'm gonna get finesse regardless. I'm gonna lose regardless, but I'm gonna keep taking as much as I possibly can, so I don't lose that much. That was the mentality of him.
And what was he regarding that towards?
Life. He was saying life in general. Whether it been NFL contracts, whether it been dealing with agents, whether it been
being fined.
He said, like, I know I'm gonna get, but I'm gonna get mines more than I get got though. That was the mentality.
That's like a person saying, I know I don't trust people, and I know when I get in this relationship,
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you before you get me.
Yeah.
So that when we leave or we depart, I'm gonna end up on top, and I'm gonna have the better end of the stick than you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be the one left hurt when there's a split.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave having the advantage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure I got the advantage when this thing falls apart. Then I'm gonna make sure I take care of myself. So that's still somebody that's self-propelled, self-willed, and navigating their own answers and creating their own answers. That's not what Job said he would do in conflict. No. That's not what Job said he would do in friction. That is not what Job said he would do in turmoil or when there's trouble. That's not how he navigates trouble. Job said when there's any time there's affliction, trouble, or friction, he says, I would seek who?
Unto the Most High.
Yeah, Job said the first go-to person that I go to when I hit a situation or a wall or a scenario where I don't got no answers for. Job said, I go straight to the Most High. I don't try to figure this out. I don't even try to. What would I do in this situation? What decision can I make where I could be at the advantage in the outcome when this thing falls apart? You know what I'm gonna do? If this truth thing don't work out, I'm gonna make sure I got job applications lined up. I'm gonna make sure I got my resume printed out.
Just in case
this thing don't work out. I'm gonna keep one foot in the world and one foot in the camp.
I'm gonna keep these numbers.
I'm gonna keep these connections I made, just in case this thing don't work right and it falls out. Now we get the plug real quick. So that's what sometimes men process things this way. I got a fallback plan. I got a plan B. I got a plan C. I'm gonna execute my plan A first. That don't work. Then B. Then C. Then D. I'm gonna be all right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure I'm all right.
Yeah.
So, but our people aren't programmed like Job. The Most High said our people is impudent, bold, and they ain't got no faith. Job said, hey, when I hit trouble, when I hit affliction, and there's conflict or friction between me and somebody else, first thing I go to is the Most High. That's the first go. That's the go-to. Yeah, I don't go nowhere else first. I go to the Most High. He said, I would do what?
I would seek unto the Most High,
And it said, I would seek unto the Most High. Read on.
and unto the Most High would I commit my cause.
And it says, and unto the Most High, I would commit my what?
Cause.
He says, you know what? I'm going to make sure that what I'm doing is right by you. We make decisions that's right by us.
Yeah.
We don't make decisions that be right by the Most High. And is the Most High blessing this situation? Is He actually going to bless this idea I just came up with to navigate through this obstacle?
Yeah.
Man, we don't ask those questions, bro. We be making sure that we take care of numero uno. I make sure I take care of me first. I'm gonna satisfy my pleasure, my decision making, and then I'm gonna try that first, and then that don't work. Then I might reach out to the Most High. If what I plan first don't phase out, he's the Most High's plan B, C, D. Job said, "Man, I seek the Most High. The Most High is plan A." But this is what the difference is between how Job engages a scenario that's difficult to overcome, whether it's affliction or trouble or friction, versus how we deal with situations regarding affliction, trouble, or friction. There's a difference. You know what Job said he would do? Go to Luke chapter 14, verse 28.
Luke chapter 14 and verse 28. For which of you, intending to build a tower?
So, what does it mean when you intend to do something?
Put your mind into it.
You have a goal.
Brainstorm.
When you intend to do something, you intend to build a tower. That means you have a what? You have a plan.
Mhm.
You have a plan. You got a vision. A lot of us have plans, and a lot of us have visions. Not everybody's plans and visions are the same. Not everybody has the same vision, same plan, and they don't have the same desires. He said, but Christ is talking at this point. He said, which of you intended to build a tower? Meaning you have a plan. You have an idea. You came up with an idea. I want to make a play. I got a play that I want to make. I got a play that I want to execute. Read.
Sitteth not down first and counteth the cost.
He says, which one of you have a plan or a play that you want to make, and you don't sit down first and do what?
Count the cost.
What does that mean?
You think about it.
Weigh the odds.
Weigh the odds. You think about it. Judge the pros and cons. Make a list of the pros and cons. What could I lose? What can I gain? Logistics. You know, is this going to benefit me? Is this idea is going to hurt me in the end, or what is the sacrifices I got to make to accomplish this? What is the time frame? How long is it going to take for me to make this yield, to turn over? He says, which of you intended to build a tower, sit it not down first and what?
Count the cost.
And count the cost. Read.
Right. It says, whether he have sufficient to finish it.
Did you make sure that you got all the necessary tools? You got all the equipment? Everything's prepared. You've drawn it out. You got the schematics or the diagram. You've measured everything. Did you build it to scale before you actually built it in person? Did you think about all these things? Did you look at what the tower's made out of? Did you look at the material that you're using, the quality, the strength of material? Did you consider the mortar?
Yeah.
And the adhesive necessary to make this thing stick? Did you determine how high you want to go?
Yeah.
Do you have enough?
The time it's gonna take to do it.
Yeah, because there's projects. I remember watching these baby boomers. This guy, he was 70 years old, and he turned a school bus or a charter bus into a home on wheels, to an RV, a motorhome. And I mean, by the time he put it on his little YouTube channel, the bus was immaculate. The bus was outstanding. It had a built-in stairway. It had a jacuzzi in the bus.
What?
It had a library.
Wow.
It had a library in the bus,
Wow.
and it was just him and his wife. And then when it was all said and done, he got a lot of views on it. It was a great-looking bus, a charter bus. It was a double-decker bus
Wow.
that he turned into a home. So it was two-story. It was a two-story home on wheels. And then they asked him, "Do you have any regrets?" He said, "You know what? I'm 70 years old. It took me 5 years to build this thing. I wasted 5 years."
Oh, that's crazy, bro. Why you say that?
He said, "I wasted 5 years because I could have just bought one already made, and then me and my wife could have been traveling already for 5 years, seeing the country."
Yeah.
That's when it hit him that I embarked on this idea so late in my age that after it's built, how much more time I actually got left to drive around and see the country, to explore. You could have just bought the money he spent to build it. He could have just bought it, and they could have been rolling already for 5 years.
He must have had some bread, huh?
He had some bread. But the thing of it is, he didn't have time.
Yeah.
He didn't have time. And then that was his one regret, is that you miscalculated when this thing is going to be done, and you burnt 5 years in your garage putting stairs in and putting a library in and building, when you could have just paid for that, because you can't buy them years back.
Right.
Them years are gone. And you already 70, then you finish this, you 75, how much time you got left? You embarked late in the game. But I just use that to say that's how we operate in many decisions. We don't really fully consider all aspects of our decision making and what is it going to cost before we go forward with these decisions. We don't ask for help. We don't seek help. And then we do it our way just to find out that, damn, I regretted doing it my way.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You ever heard of the SMART goal? The SMART acronym?
Mm-mm.
It's for SMART goals. This means is it specific? Is it measurable? Is it achievable? Is it relevant? And is it time bound? Meaning, can it be accomplished in a reasonable time?
Repeat that again a little bit louder for the camera.
It's called SMART goals, a SMART acronym. When you're setting goals, is it specific? Is it measurable? Is it achievable?
Is it specific, meaning?
Meaning the goal must be very specific and grounded in something that's significant.
All right, meaning, is it going to be worth the time that you're going to put into it? Read.
Is it measurable?
Meaning what?
Meaning the goal must have some sort of measurement, days, miles, etc.
Yeah. So what the measure is, okay, you got to put it on a timeline. There has to be a timeline and a deadline. You have to quantify it. Go ahead.
Is it achievable? Meaning, is it realistic or reasonable?
Or is it a fantasy? Go ahead.
Is it relevant? Meaning it must relate to what you're hoping to accomplish in the first place.
And what Job said is, I commit my cause to the Most High. So the things that's relevant to me, I make sure that it's relevant to the Most High first. I run it by the Most High first. Is it relevant towards our relationship with the Father? Is it going to make me closer to the Father? Is this decision I'm on or going to do going to tie my relationship with the Most High together? Read.
And is it time bound? Meaning the goal must have a time frame, and that time frame must be reasonable.
And it got to be reasonable. So, what did the scripture say, Kariah?
Luke chapter 14 and verse 28. For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost?
Stop. Just on that point of tower building, Ecclesiastes chapter 37, verse 13.
Ecclesiastes 37 to 13.
Go ahead.
And let the counsel of thine own heart stand.
Sometimes it's good to have an idea or vision. There's nothing wrong with having a vision. There's nothing wrong with having a plan of action. There's nothing wrong with it. Read.
For there is no man more faithful unto thee than it.
Because only you know what it is that you're working for, fighting for, or trying to accomplish. Because it's your plan, it's your idea. And only you know what level of commitment you're going to put towards it. Read.
For a man's mind is sometimes want to tell him more than 7 watchmen.
And sometimes you're so committed and you're so dedicated and you're so narrow-minded about accomplishing your plan and doing things your way that you'll disregard 7 what?
7 watchmen that sit above in a high tower.
So sometimes you got 7 other watchmen that are in a tower already, meaning they have a better vantage point of the situation, and they have better foresight of the situation because they're sitting at an elevated position where they can see further than what you can see. But because your vision, it's your baby, it's your idea, it's your desire, it's what you want, it's so strong, you'll bypass those 7 watchmen that are sitting at a perched position that have the vantage point. You'll bypass that to still execute what you want. And we do this all the time. There's nothing wrong with having an idea, but sometimes when other people have a vantage point, we don't give a damn about how they view things. They could have already experienced what I'm embarking on. And I don't even worry about those 7 watchmen who are sitting there to warn me of danger that's approaching or the danger that's coming over the horizon. I don't give a damn what they have to say. I want what I want so bad that I'm a never mind those 7 watchmen, and I'm just going to execute my plan, even though they have a better vantage point than me. Yes, sir.
It's pride also because when it's all said and done, I want to take the credit. I don't want to give somebody else the credit for helping me.
Right, but do I have the foresight?
Nope. It doesn't matter because they're just thinking about self-centered.
Right. Do I actually can I see long range like they can? They're sitting on a perched position. They're in a tower already. They can see the danger that you can't.
Exactly.
But sometimes you want what you want so bad, you'll bypass the danger, bypass the counselors, bypass the watchmen that are there to say, hey, there's soldiers coming. There's robbers coming. Man, I ain't worried about them. I got to do what I got to do.
Yeah.
Read.
And above all this, pray to the Most High.
He said, but what you should do, more than you just coming up with ideas, sticking to your ideas, even bypassing counselors, what you should do is do what?
Pray to the Most High.
So, is there something wrong with the idea?
No.
But what we do is we bypass those that are there to prevent danger, and instead we should pray to the Most High. Same thing similar to what Job said. Job said when there's trouble, when there's affliction, or there's friction, sparks, which is caused by friction, what he does, he says, I consort with the Most High. I cry unto the Most High. What he's saying is the same thing. Although I may have a strong point and a good idea, it'd be best for me to still pray to the Most High, regardless of how strong this plan is, or fail-proof this idea is that I think that I've thought about everything and I crossed all the T's and dotted all my I's. I still got to ask questions. I still got to seek the Most High's approval before I make this decision. He said, pray to the Most High. Read on.
And above all this, pray to the Most High.
Go ahead.
He will direct thy way.
And that the Most High, I'm going to still, even though I think I have a fail-proof idea that I've thought about thoroughly, and I really didn't need much help on, because I had 7 watchmen I could have used, but I said, no, I don't want to use them. I don't want to counsel about this. I think this idea that I have is going to work. You should still do what?
Pray to the Most High.
And do what?
That he will direct thy way.
You still ask the Most High for what?
That he will direct thy way.
That you still want him to direct your way. Lord, even though this is my idea, and I didn't ask for help, even though there's others that were available to help me, is this idea right? Is this approach right? How am I, the decisions I'm making to go about to accomplish this, is this correct? Do we actually do these things? No. Because we want what we want so bad. We don't seek counsel. We don't run it through the watchman. We don't pray about it and ask the Most High to direct it and bless it. We just keep pursuing. That's why the Most High said, man, my people are impudent. They ain't got no faith. Read on.
That he will direct thy way in truth.
It says, and he'll give me the truth about what it is that I want, that I'm trying to accomplish. Is this right or wrong? Or, like Nagaha said, is this smart? Is this idea smart? Read.
Verse 16. Let reason go before every enterprise.
So before I engage on this enterprise, I got this idea, I got this vision, I got this goal, I got this want, I got this plan. I want to make a play. I'm trying to make a play. You still got to do what?
Let reason go before every enterprise.
And how do you let reason go before every enterprise? You let people shoot holes in your idea.
Yeah.
You let people troubleshoot your ideas. The problem is we don't want nobody troubleshooting our ideas because we don't want to be told what? No. Because we don't want to be told no. It's not a good idea.
We want to find out in the end.
Yeah, but we want to. We don't want to be told no, man. It's whack. That idea is boo boo. That's whack. Who told you that would work?
It sounded good in my head. Huh?
Yeah. Whack. Now that I'm talking about it, that's whack sauce, man. Yes, sir.
It's almost equivalent to how kids will respond when you tell them no.
Yeah, they get pouty. Yeah. They get pouty. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we also don't like to be told what to do, and that's another problem with it.
Yes, sir.
And that's whether we want to do something or give up on something.
Yeah.
That's right.
When somebody say, "Man, you've lost enough. You tried enough. You sacrificed enough. You need to let it go." No, man, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna put all my chips in. I went too far already. Or we told, "Hey, man, it's not a good idea, man. Drop it." No, man, you trying to control me. You don't want me to be happy. You're trying to take away my joy.
You're jealous of it.
Yeah, you're jealous of me.
You get that too.
Or I'm grown.
Yeah, I'm an adult. So, okay. So what he's saying is that we don't let people, watchmen in particular, troubleshoot our ideas because we feel like they're gonna crap on them or they're not gonna see the vision. They don't understand. You don't understand it. What I already thought about. I already know what you're trying to tell me. I've already thought about what you're saying. Don't you think I'm smarter than that? And I've considered that already.
It's all arrogance.
You saying the same thing that I said to myself. So we're saying the same thing. So you might as well just let me pursue what I'm doing. Because you're saying the same thing I thought about already. This is how our people process strategy, circumstances, and we can't be told anything. He said, but you're supposed to let reason go before every enterprise. How you let reason go before your moves that you make is you let the watchman troubleshoot your reason. And what is it that you're doing? And why are you doing it? Did you pray about it? Did you pray on the Most High? Did you go to the Most High about it like Job said? Job said, I go to the Lord. We just read that you can have the greatest idea. Did you pray on it though? Did you ask the Most High to direct it? To bless it? Or did you even go to the watchmen that were available? Or did you never mind the watchmen? Did you disregard the watchmen? Or did you sit down and let somebody troubleshoot your idea, poke holes in it to find out if there's weak points in it or if there's things that's going to cause this ideal plan to fail? There's nothing wrong with having a strong idea. There's nothing wrong with it. But there's also steps to make sure that it works too. But those steps that are appropriate to make sure that ideas work to navigate through life, we don't want to be told no. We don't want to be told we're wrong, or we don't want to look stupid because it's embarrassing and our pride and our shame is too strong. And we don't want to be told what the hell got into you. What made you think that this is a good idea? We don't like those kind of words. We don't like that because that's too much like correction. It's too much like correction. So because we don't want to hear that, man, I just got to make a move, and I'm just gonna hope that it works. No, man, there's ways to go. There's steps you should have took. Read on.
Ecclesiastes 37:16. Let reason go before every enterprise and counsel.
And what?
And counsel.
What should you have done?
Counsel.
What don't our people do?
Counsel.
Do we make plays?
Come.
Do we make decisions?
Yeah.
Do we have ideas?
Yeah.
Do we have visions?
Come.
Do we want to see? Do we want to make a play like Birdman, rubbing our hands together?
Yeah.
But we don't what?
Counsel.
That's what we don't do. We don't counsel and we don't pray about it. And we expect to overcome situations or things to work in our benefit. Or we run off the wrong fuel. We run off wrath, envy, and boldness. Self-willed. That's how we operate. That's why the Most High said, man, my people are impudent. They're bold, they're self-willed, self-propelled. Don't listen. They just do. They do what they want to do. They don't lean on me. Everything we're reading is in opposition to how we navigate life. We don't talk about what it is that we're really doing with people. You know what Damon Dash, Damon Dash? He said, never tell, Dame Dash, he said, never tell nobody your real plans.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you tell somebody your real ideas, they're going to steal them from you.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're going to tell you not to accomplish them. And then they're going to kill your dreams. Or they're going to quench your vision. Come on, man. That's street wisdom. That's not biblical wisdom. He said you're supposed to sit down and do what?
Counsel before every action.
It says after the fact that what you planned didn't work. After you failed in how you approach the trouble, affliction, or friction with somebody. So you cut somebody out, and then you came back and asked for counsel. Or I sleep with somebody, then I go back and ask for counsel.
Seem like this, huh?
Hey man, do you think I should have? Hey, do you think it's go ahead and let her know that we married now? You think I should go? How should I handle this? How should I handle this marriage? Oh man,
How do you court after the deal?
Yeah. What's the appropriate steps now? Because we already took it there.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
what are the steps now?
What's the proper method?
Yeah, what's the appropriate steps and method? You know, it says you're supposed to counsel when?
Counsel before every action.
Everything you do, even though you may have a grandstanding idea, what should you put first? Counsel. And that's what our people don't do. But they make decisions, they enforce decisions, and they're self-propelled and self-willed, and they expect it to work, but they didn't counsel, they didn't pray about it. Neither did they consort to the Most High about it. Is this right? We just do. Then after the fact, we want the Most High to come back and clean up what we do. Or we want brothers to clean up. Then the council's got to clean up my little boo-boo that I made. Clean up this little bad idea that I made. Now I want to come and say, what do you recommend? What do you mean what I recommend, brother? What do you recommend? What are you asking? Why are you asking this now? I just want to see. See, that's why I didn't want to talk to you at first anyway. Oh, that's why. That's why you want to come out with it. Okay. But this is us. So this is why things don't work. So back to Luke chapter 14, verse 28 and 29.
Luke chapter 14, and verse 28. For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it?
Go ahead.
Lest, haply, after he have laid the foundation and is not able to finish it,
Go ahead.
all that behold it begin to mock him.
Do you deserve the mockery?
Yeah.
Because do you deserve to be laughed at? Why? Because we make premature moves and decisions without the Most High's consultation. We make premature moves and decisions without any advice. We don't measure everything. We don't think about everything. We don't discuss it and bring out what it is that I'm trying to do. We just make moves. And then we're embarrassed and then we're shamed when the situation doesn't fall out in our favor. Christ is there telling us how you navigate in life to ensure that things work out in your favor. This is what you do if there's conflict in conflict resolution, or if there's friction, or if there's affliction or trouble that you come up with, this is, or if you just have a great idea, this is how you make sure that things are laid out appropriately in your favor. Read.
It says, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish.
Go ahead.
Or what king going to make war against another king?
It says, or what king going to do what?
Make war against another king.
So this is conflict, right? Mm-hmm. Same thing that Job said, but Job said, man, when affliction comes, trouble comes, or friction comes, Job said, I already know where I go. I go to the Most High. It's automatic. It's automatic to go to the Most High. Yes, sir.
Also, a great thing, a great endeavor
or a great idea. Yeah, it's automatic. I go to the Most High to make sure this is right. I pray about it and I counsel about it. So he said, but which man is got an issue with another king? These are two ruling forces. They got soldiers. They got chariots. They got horsemen. They got all these. They got defenses. They got weapons. They got all these things. They got foot soldiers. They got all these things. Cavalry. So he said, yes, sir.
They got people looking up to them too.
Yeah.
So they're responsible for these people.
Yeah. Now every decision costs lives.
Yeah.
You know, you look at Napoleon, because Napoleon was one of the greatest strategists and tacticians in the mid-century, mid-17, 1800s. He was one of the greatest strategists and war generals, almost equivalent to Julius Caesar. And he looked up to Julius Caesar and how Julius Caesar won his battles. He studied Julius Caesar. So they say Napoleon won 80% of his battles. Mm-hmm. They said some say he only lost 7 out of like 60 wars or 50 wars, 51 wars or 60 wars, something like that. He only lost 7 battles out of 50 something. But one of his battles that he lost was against Russia, when he tried to take Russia in St. Petersburg, and he took 600,000 men against the Russians, and what the Russians did, it was smart. The Russians burned all the land up. They burned all the land, the crops. They burned everything up. And so here comes Napoleon with his 600,000 men, far away from home. And so they got wagons full of food and supplies, chuck wagons that are following the military to keep them fed, to keep the soldiers fed. So the Russians said, okay, we ain't got to fight you right off the bat. We're just going to burn everything that you need to survive. Now we burnt the earth up. You're far away from home. Now we're going to burn your wagons up. So then the Russians burned the wagons up with all the food and supplies. Now the soldiers that came in to fight the Russians, they're running out of ammo, they're running out of food. And then winter comes. And now they freeze. A lot of them freeze on the ground. And they die frozen on the ground. 600,000 men of Napoleon came into Russia. Only 100,000 came out. So he lost 500,000 men with bad strategy, bad decision making. 600,000 men went to war, and only 100,000 came out. Was that a victory? No. That's a loss, man. That's a massacre. You got frozen bodies on the ground. Weak, no food, no, can't re-up, no supplies.
Demoralized.
Yeah, now they're more. Think about the morality.
Sure.
They got to go back home with their head down for the ones that did make it home. You just left your buddy in the field, frozen. Probably took his boots because he didn't need them no more. Probably took his coat off his body because he was already gone. But bad strategy. He said, what king do what?
Says, or what king going to make war against another king sitteth not down first and consulteth whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him?
Get that definition of consultative. What does that mean? Because with every situation in life, the class is called the escape room of life. With every situation I run into, do I consult? Read that definition.
Consult 1828 Webster Dictionary. It says to seek the opinion.
So wait a minute. When I have a problem with another person, do I handle it my way? Or I go ask. When I see something that's not working between me and another person, do I do it my way? Do I handle it my way? Or do I do what?
To seek the opinion.
Or do I go get advice? Because that's what consultation is all about. That's what consultation is about, making an attempt to get a second opinion other than your own when you come up with an idea or a plan. Do you go get a second opinion or you just make a move? What we do is make moves. We operate off impulse or wrath or envy. We don't sit back and make sure, let me get a second opinion to find out if this is a good idea. I don't even know if I haven't thought thoroughly through this idea to find out, man, if this is gonna work out or not. Scripture say, marry thy daughter, and thou hast performed a weighty matter, right? That's a serious issue. When it comes to marriage, man, that's serious. You don't want your daughter just to be with anybody. That's serious, right?
Right.
Your sons. It says, give not thy son over to a light woman. So whether it's male or female, those are serious issues. Light means not serious. Those are serious. Those are weighty, heavy decisions. But do you not go get a second opinion when it comes to weighty situations and weighty matters?
Yeah.
Do you not let somebody in on your ideas? We don't. We just operate. But we expect to get out of it on top. We expect to come out of the situation on top. And I'm the victor. When it's all said and done, I'm the victor. No, you're not the victor. You're the victim. Because you didn't ask. You didn't get no counsel. Consulted means what?
Consult. It says to seek the opinion or advice of another.
So, if Napoleon was so constantly winning his battles that you could start becoming very, very arrogant, pretentious, and
a little slothful too.
You can become more ambitious and figure that, you know what, everything I touch is going to win, because he was on a roll. He was on a string of victories. Damn near every battle he fought, he would win them. So at this point, you get you get cocky, you get arrogant, you start thinking, hey, I got this. But did he? If he would have thought a little bit better and got a second opinion, third opinion, and say, man, listen, Russia is near Siberia. The Mongols, you're in steep, mountain steep climates. When winter comes, not much things survive in Russia. You picked the wrong time. Did not Adolf Hitler do the same thing?
He sure did.
Yeah.
Did he not send his soldiers out in the dead of winter?
Yeah.
Thinking he was when the fuel froze in the tanks.
Well, I heard.
The fuel froze up in the tanks couldn't move. Fuel don't freeze.
Bro, it's gotta be some crazy temperatures.
That's cool.
But your tanks are immobile now. Now you got these these German fancy Panzer tanks that have become useless.
Yeah.
Because you chose the wrong climate to go to war. You picked the wrong decisions and timing to go to war or to resolve conflicts.
Try to catch them by surprise. They got caught by surprise.
Oh man, now you're in trouble. Now everybody in trouble.
Yeah.
Now your guys, same thing, frozen in the snow.
Yeah.
It's a lot of guys frozen in the snow in Russia. Yes, sir.
No, it's like -40.
Hey,
That's problem.
hey, bro. You know, yeah, you know, but you gotta be prepared for. You can't even be outside for more than like 15 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Now you're all the way in another country, and you're walking in snow trying to go at the enemy, and you're not even familiar with that type of environment. You're not acclimated to those temperatures,
There you are.
but they're used to it. They got on the appropriate gear. You know, the Germans started they started taking dog fur, and you had to give up your dogs because they started making dog fur lined coats and boots because they didn't realize that if you don't have the appropriate boots, regular boots are not going to survive. Your toes are going to freeze.
And it's cold in Germany. It gets cold there
It gets
too.
cold in Germany
But
too.
Not like
Not Russia cold.
yeah.
Not Siberia cold. But you have to have certain gear.
Yeah.
But bad decision making, not counseling enough, caused the loss of many millions in World War I and II. Millions. But bad planning. Christ said, listen, this is how we operate with people. This is how we negotiate. If you want to win in every altercation, then there's certain ways to approach the situation. Read? He said first thing you got to do is counsel. That definition of consultative.
So,
Or consultative.
consulting, I got you right there. Consulting. It says, ask, inquire of, for opinion or advice.
Do we ask, inquire for opinion and advice before we make decisions? Or we just make decisions off impulse? 9 times out of 10, we make impulsive decisions. And then they end up costing us a lot more. And they become drawn out and painful. Because we didn't really think about asking or getting a second opinion. Yes, sir.
It's either extreme or irrational decision because you
Miscalculated.
miscalculated the scenario.
Or you didn't regard counsel. Get that definition of regard.
Regard, 1828 Webster Dictionary. It says, to observe, to notice with some particularity, to attend to with respect and estimation, or to value. Then it says to consider seriously, to lay to heart, to notice with pity or concern.
Does it say about being directed?
Yep, the first one.
What's the first one?
Right here.
That's the one you should have read. Read.
It says to look towards, to point or be directed.
So regard is to look, to be what? Directed. Do we look when we embark in situations that we're uncertain about? Do we look to be directed in those situations? Yes, sir.
Stop, look, and listen.
Stop, look, and listen. Do we do that? No.
Shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah. Or execute my plan first, and then ask about it if it don't turn out right. That's what we do. That's how we operate. He says regard means to what? You're actually looking to be directed. You want to be directed. That's what it means to counsel, or to have a consultation. I'm looking for another opinion that is better than my own. If we approach life this way, and unknown scenarios this way, a lot of situations would turn out better for us, and we wouldn't have to lose so much time, lose so much resources, lose so much, sleep. This is what Christ is saying, that this makes your life so much more easier. When you let people in your life to help direct you in your life, to give you advice in your life, to be another opinion in your life, that's what it means to regard something. Did you look to get somebody in and say, hey man, that's not a good idea. Hey, what you think about this idea? I wouldn't do it if I was you. You know how many times that saved me? Just by asking my elders that one question. Hey brother, what you think about this decision? Well, that's trash. If you want to waste time, if you want to do this, if you want to put your family in a predicament, you want to put your relationship in a predicament, if you want to put your pocket in a predicament, if you want to put your money, your resources in a predicament, if you want to be unstable, then you make that decision. I wouldn't make that decision. You know how many times I got myself out of trouble because I opened my mouth and I asked, hey, is this a good idea? Then so many things was brought to the table that I didn't even think about.
Right.
So many things was brought to the table I didn't even consider.
That's unpredictable points.
Unpredictable. That I just, in my so-called calculated mind, I failed to think about these things. I failed to consider these things. And I said, damn, woo, man, I sure am glad. Sure am glad I counseled on this one.
Believe it. Believe it.
I'll share one of them too. I didn't want. I share one.
I
I don't like sharing them, but I share them. Brother told me, say, man, leave the sister alone, man. This was years back. Brother say, leave the sister alone, bro. It's a home record. I didn't see it. Say, leave the sister alone.
She's special, dog.
She's a home record with you.
Nah, you don't know her, brother.
Yeah.
You don't know her like I know her.
Yeah.
You don't know her, brother.
That's true.
But I didn't do that.
Right.
I say, you know what? Have the brothers been wrong? No, they ain't been wrong to me. Up until this point, they have never been wrong. They've always been able to troubleshoot my ideas and make me enhance my ideas and add value to my ideas. Yeah, they've been calculated. They've always thought on 2-3 steps down the line that I didn't think about. Let me go ahead and take heed. Sure enough, as soon as I nixed that endeavor, the real person came out. And I said, oh, man, I didn't even see this. Oh, man. Whoo! Thank the Lord I opened my mouth. I ain't got to get into details, but ask me later on, I'll tell you. But the point is, I didn't know what I was looking at, but I thought I knew what I was looking at. I thought I knew what I was seeing, but it was impulse. It was the flesh. It wasn't reason. It wasn't rationality. It wasn't wisdom. It wasn't counsel. But I got counsel. I'm glad I got counsel. Then I said, oh man, I took another look at it. I said, even though I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I'm gonna trust what the watchmen say. And then you know what? Sure enough, it was a failed mission. It revealed itself later as a failed mission. But how many times we do that? How many times we learn till it's too late or it's after the fact that, hey man, that wasn't a good idea. That was my impulse talking. That was my flesh talking. That wasn't wisdom talking. That wasn't reason talking. That wasn't foresight talking. So Christ is saying, listen, you better consult. And what we understand, what we're going to find out is, the Most High has always had the consultation available. It was always available. It's just up to us to take it and use it. It's free. Counsel is free. All it takes is some humility. Humility will cause you to counsel. Humility to say, man, I don't know what I'm doing. I need some help. Humility will open your mouth and make you counsel. And say, man, let me not pursue my vision or my want that I want so bad. All it takes is a little humility. And the notion that I don't always have the answer. And I don't always know what I'm doing. If you can agree to that, then you'll open your mouth and say, man, is this right? But you see, this is why the Most High said, man, my people are impudent, man. They don't seek this. They don't look for this. Christ's been talking about this, but what Christ is talking about is not new. Read that again.
God. Luke chapter 14, verse 31. Or one king going to make war against another king sitteth not down first and consulteth whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000.
He said, who can do it? Go back to Job chapter 5 real quick. Go to verse 9.
chapter 9. Job chapter 5 and verse 9 reads. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Job chapter 5 and verse 9. Which doeth great things.
It says the Most High. First of all, hold on. Read verse 8 one more time, and then read verse 9. We left off at 8.
Verse 8. I will seek unto the Most High.
What did Job say he do in every situation?
I will seek unto the Most High.
What else?
And unto the Most High will I commit my cause.
He said, I bring all my causes, all my endeavors, I run it through the Most High first. All my ideas, I run it through the Most High first. Read on.
Which doeth great things.
It says, because the Most High doeth great things. Read.
And unsearchable.
It says, and because I don't always have the answer, I go to the one who does have the answer, who can see things that I can't. The Most High's ways are unsearchable. He got answers that I don't have. He got solutions I don't possess. Read on.
Marvelous things without number.
It says he do so many marvelous things that be to our advantage. Read on.
Verse 10. Who giveth rain upon the earth.
It said who giveth rain upon the earth. Read.
And sendeth waters upon the field.
He says, and he puts waters upon the field. Now, we was talking about Napoleon earlier, right? How he lost a 500,000 1,500,000 men in Russia in the snow. Bad ideas, bad planning. Well, when you look at Napoleon's last battle, that was also a loss. Regardless of that he was an 80% victor in most of his 60-something battles or 50-something battles, he had an 80% win ratio. He lost the one that was most important.
Yep.
That would have brought him back in the game.
Mm-hmm.
He had just came out of exile, and he got his men back. He got his army back. I don't know if y'all seen the movie Napoleon, but brother seen it. It's rated R too, by the way. But he got his men back. He got his soldiers back. He got his army back, and he was trying to make a play. He was trying to make a play for a comeback. He was trying to make a comeback, but he made a mistake. He went and tried to take. It's probably Denmark or Belfast, something like that. He was trying to take Denmark. I think he was trying to take Denmark.
It was an English territory, right?
It was English territory. He was fighting against the British and the Prussians. Mm-hmm. And it was raining. And he sent his men up in different forms, flanking movements. Sent his cavalry in. He had his invincible soldiers. That was the most elite troops that went up last. But the biggest mistake he made was that when it rained that morning, before he engaged in that battle against the British and the Prussians and the Allies, he said, I'm going to wait for the mud to dry. And it was about 7 o'clock that he could have went. He could have. They didn't have supplies and extra men coming. He didn't know that the Prussians was on his way to support. But he said, in fighting the British, I'm gonna wait for the mud to dry. We're gonna give it a couple of hours. Those couple of hours he waited
Cost him the battle.
cost him the whole battle. The couple of hours that he waited for the mud to dry gave the enemy enough time to bring a whole nother unit, multiple units for support. Mm-hmm. And then by 11 o'clock when he said it's time, we're gonna charge up the hill, they had already had support and other allies on the way, waiting for the mud to dry.
That's crazy.
So the Most High said, Job said, man, the Most High do wonderful things. He said he do wonderful things that are unsearchable. It's best if we go to the Most High first, because you don't know what the Most High is doing. He said he make rains upon the sea. Put what?
Who giveth rain upon the earth and sendeth waters upon the field.
He said, and he put waters upon the field. Who made it rain that morning? The Most High did. And he was winning. He had the British on the run. They actually fled up towards Denmark or whatever it was. And he was chasing them, and he had the opportunity if he would have just kept pursuing. But he said, I'm going to wait for the mud to dry. So make it a little bit easier for us to go up the hill. When he had him on the run already. He said, but it's the Most High that do things that you don't even know are going to work in your favor. They can work in your favor, or they cannot work in your favor. Read.
Come, verse 11. To set up on high those that be low.
What does that mean? The British was losing.
Mm-hmm. Most High turned in their favor.
What did the Most High do?
Turned it in their favor.
The British was winning. I mean, losing. Napoleon was winning. He had them on the run.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High caused a rain. Napoleon said, I'm going to wait for it to dry. Went up a couple of hours too late. And the Most High switched.
He switched the dynamic.
He switched the odds.
Yeah.
He switched the tide of battle against Napoleon. But how many times does the Most High do that to us? We can have multiple scenarios where our ideas work. They work. Man, I made this play, it worked. I made that play, it worked. Now we get so used to making plays that work, we just start becoming pretentious and just saying, man, it's going to be automatic. I already know it's going to work. How do you not know that the Most High will turn this scenario to your favor or not? The Most High can turn this situation that you chose to not get counsel about. The Most High can flip this thing on your head. The problem is we don't fear the Most High enough to go to Him enough, to counsel with Him enough, to consult with Him enough. The Most High can flip a thing where you thought you had the victory and you thought you were going to win, and He just flip it right over on you. Pow! Turn it on you where you're the loser now. Where you lose, even though you were in the lead. And the game changed on you. And the scenario changed, and the Most High put a reverse card on you like Uno. Uno, reverse, draw 4, draw 2, and I'm going to change the color. Most High just hit you with them cards you don't expect. Because we don't counsel though. We don't ask questions. We don't get second opinions. There's no regarding, no consulting, no look. I'm looking to be pointed into the right direction. I'm looking to be directed. We're not looking to be directed. We're looking to win. So he said what?
It says,
verse 11.
To set up on high those that be low.
So he's showing you how it's the Most High that controls the conditions of the battle. He controls it. And He puts in favor those that He chooses. That's why it's so beneficial to go to Him.
Yeah.
Because He sways the situation to be either in your favor or not. Read on.
That those which mourn may be exalted to safety.
It says those that mourn may be exalted to safety. The Most High controls the conditions. That's something that each and every one of us must understand and must learn. You don't control the outcome. You don't control the conditions. You don't really control nothing. You can't even control the hair that grew on your head. You don't control, none of us control nothing. We have no control. That's why we have to practice and become accustomed to seeking the Most High like Job said. Regardless of what idea that I feel is fail-proof. And this is a rock-solid idea. This is a rock-solid, well-thought-out plan. I thought about everything. I weighed the options. I weighed out all my ideas in a balance. I know this is a good idea. I'm confident. Man, you never know the outcome of this situation because it's not in your power. The Most High controls every single scenario in every single condition, but it's based upon the lowly. Are you humble? Or do you operate in your pride? Read.
Come. It says, He disappointed the devices of the crafty.
Yep, just like Napoleon. Read on.
So that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
It says so that the hands cannot perform their what?
Enterprise.
So are your plans guaranteed to prevail?
Nope.
To be successful? Is prosperity guaranteed?
Nope.
Is success guaranteed?
Nope.
No. Is victory guaranteed? No. It's not. And the Most High can turn your master plan into a doomsday plan. Fast in a hurry. He can flip it on you. And this is something that Christ is warning us about in Luke chapter 14. He's saying, man, you should be counseling. What king go to war and go to war against another king and don't sit it down first and make sure he got enough to fight. I got soldiers, I got supplies, I got all these things. I'm ready for this. I can win this battle. There's no, we don't do no consultation. We don't do no consulting. We don't let nobody in. But we just go and go and go. We blow resources. We blow time. We blow all these things and can't get that back. And then we incur pain along the way and damage along the way. Now we live in life with baggage. Now I got baggage. Now I got trust issues. Now I'm angry. Now I'm bitter. Well, you didn't have to carry this luggage. You didn't even have to get the luggage. You could have just counseled first. And, now there's kids involved. That ain't always the case. Man, there's kids involved in this situation. What does that mean? That means your decisions have bigger ramifications than you expected. Now there's lawyers involved. Now there's money involved. Now there's time wasted. Now there's all kind of things involved. Now there's feelings involved. Pain involved. We don't counsel enough. Read.
Come. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward.
It says, and the counsel of the forward.
Yeah.
Who's the forward?
The ones that trust in
That
their
don't
own
take
opinions.
advice.
The ones that don't take advice, the ones that trust in their own opinions, the ones that just go.
Mm-hmm.
They just making decisions, and it's rash, and it's quick, it's hasty, it's not thought out, it's not prayed upon. They don't pray to the Most High about it. They don't seek direction for it. They don't ask for help. They don't seek watchmen. They don't ask for second opinions. They just go. They just do. So the Most High said, I got something for those that just like to do, that don't like to seek counsel. Read. He said what? One more time.
It says, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong.
What does that mean when it's carried headlong? That means that when you fall, and you fall head first.
Wow.
That's what headlong means. Headlong means you fall head first. What does that mean when you fall head
Real
first?
painful. You went off the cliff.
First.
Face first, head first.
That's like you
Off the cliff. There's no return.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's when you like fall and then like be in a scorpion position.
Wow.
That creates injury.
Like yeah,
Flat
that's
on
an
his
injury.
face.
That means your plans fell flat on his face, or you maybe fall flat on your face. That means to face plant somebody. When you get face planted, that means there was no cushion for the fall.
Yeah.
I didn't cushion the fall. I fell headlong, meaning you deserve that. Because your head was so strong in doing it, you deserve to fall head first in this plan because you didn't counsel. So the punishment and the damage that's incurred is more painful. It's hard to heal from. It's most embarrassing. You think you see people dive off the diving board and they don't dive right.
I was just thinking about
They just flop, belly flop, face flop. Their whole body's red and stinging when they come out the water.
Yeah. People break their spines doing that.
Yeah, break necks, break spines. Brought water like concrete.
Yeah.
Or they die like the little kid that
Hit the diving board on the way in.
no, it's a little kid that dove. He cliff jumped and matter of fact, it was right here in Texas.
San Marcos?
It was a kid this summer who was only out of school for 2 weeks, and school had just let out for 2 weeks, and him and his family went on vacation, and he cliff jumped, and I think he hit some rocks or something below him, face first, head first.
Wow.
2 weeks out of he was 18 years old, 2 weeks out of graduation.
Wow.
That was a face plant.
You know what? I think I've been to that area. It's where everybody is to hang out. There's a lot of cliff jumping.
Yeah,
and I
San Marcos.
jumped off that cliff and I dived. I did dive. And as soon as I went up in that water, I hand checked a big boulder. It could have easily been that one. I don't even know why they let them dive off that rock, man.
Because when you're in natural springs and lakes, There's no lifeguards out there.
No.
You dive at your own risk.
Yeah.
You dive at your own counsel.
Yeah.
You pick the location where you want, where you want your head busted at. You pick the location. You pick that spot where you want your head busted. But that's the forward spot, right? The forward zone. That's the forward diving zone, brother. But that's what the Most High said. He got set up for those that don't like the counsel. It's embarrassment and shame at the greatest point. They don't like the counsel. He says, but they what? Verse 13.
He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong.
So, we finish reading, hold that, and finish reading Ecclesiastes 39. Go to verse 22.
Ecclesiastes 39 and 22. 39 and 22.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
And you're gonna read to verse 25. Read that.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 22. His blessing covered the dry land as a river.
As matter of fact, you're gonna read to verse 27. The Most High said the word of God said his blessing shall cover the dry land as a what?
As a river.
So just like the Most High can make the land flourish, and he says like a river, so the Most High can bring rains to cause the earth to be blessed and to yield something wonderful. Read on.
And watered it as a flood.
They say, and the Most High can bring showers to bless the earth as a blessing. Read on.
23. As he had turned the waters into saltness.
It says, just like the Most High turned Sodom and Gomorrah into saltness. Read.
So shall the heathen inherit his wrath.
It says, and just like Sodom and Gomorrah, the heathen inherited what?
His wrath.
So depending on the operations of people, the Most High could use the same element that he uses for a blessing and use that same element for what?
His wrath.
For a curse. The Most High, it's just more showing what you got.
No, it's a vehicle. You can turn that scriptures like I'll turn my table into a snare.
Yeah, it's still showing more how the Most High is in control, and the Most High he's controlling the conditions.
Yeah.
The same thing that the Most High will use to be a blessing for people, he'll use those same elements for the forward, for the strong-minded, for the resistant, the stubborn. He said he'll use that same element for wrath, for a curse. But the outcome will be different. Read on.
John 24. As his ways are plain unto the holy,
go ahead.
So are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked.
So the Most High said his ways are plain to the holy. Give me that definition of plain.
Plain, 1828, Webster Dictionary. 21 out.
The one that talks about ups and downs. Just read it.
Plain. It says smooth, even, level, flat, without elevation.
Stop. So the Most High said that he can make your life, if you holy, if you do things the right way. He says he'll make the circumstance that is in front of you, he'll make it what? Without what?
Without elevations.
What is elevation?
Verses.
Steeps. These are ups. These are heights. These are inconsistencies.
Yeah, peaks and valleys.
Peaks, highs and lows. So he says, the Most High said that if you holy, he says he'll make the circumstance without elevation and without what?
And depressions.
And depression. What's depressions?
Lows.
Lows.
These lows, yeah.
So whose life is full of ups and downs? Those that don't counsel.
Yeah.
Forward.
The forward. He makes the forward. He makes their life full of ups and downs, highs and lows.
They're rock star life.
Yeah, it is. It's extremes, extreme polarities, extreme highs and low lows.
Yeah.
But who inherits that life where the you don't know what the hell's going on and your life is out of control
It's a roller coaster.
and it's full of ups and downs? The forward. He's got that kind of life set up for them. He said, well, for the holy, the Most High takes all the unlevel surfaces, all the uneven surfaces, all the ups and downs, and he stretches them out flat. And he makes your life smooth. He takes all the ups and downs, and you hear about, you wonder why, brothers and sisters be coming with these extreme scenarios. You be like, damn, why are you getting into this situation?
Crazy. Yeah.
Damn, brother, why are you going through this? It's not like we don't all go through temptation, but you just see some people's life just be full of these jagged ups and downs, highs and lows. They always got some new information like, man, you ain't gonna believe what, like, damn, brother. You ain't gonna believe what you're gonna do this week. Like, damn, brother,
Strange clarity.
yeah, your life is on a roller coaster. The Most High, he taking me through it. Like, well, what are you doing? Well, you going through it so much. Everybody's not riding the same roller coaster. I'm on a kiddie ride. I want to be on a kiddie ride. Just go up. Like
Little bumps, huh?
Yeah, little kiddie ride. Hey!
Yeah.
You got about 2 of those and the ride is over. Other little carousel, just little horses going up and down.
Yeah.
It's fun. That's
But
it.
it's cool.
Well, we want to be on the seat of our pants, man, when life is just throwing us around, man. I'm out of control. I don't know what I'm doing. We might not make it.
Yeah.
It's just when I was watching on YouTube, like, they are on these rides, right? And this is one of these rides, they have a video camera that will watch your reactions. And consistently, people faint. They're excited, they're scared, they go to sleep, they wake up, they don't realize they fell asleep.
They didn't realize it.
But the reactions are crazy.
I'm a fainter, bro.
Yeah.
I can't do those, bro.
They consistently faint. Then they wake up.
That G-force make that blood go out of their head.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy, bro.
Then they wake up and they still on it.
Yeah.
And then they throw up. Then they throw up on you. Everybody get vomited on.
Oh, bro.
But the Most High said, for life, for those that are forward, He makes their life full of these elevations and then these depressions. Life is like this. But life is set up for those that are forward, that like to do their own thing. They don't like to let people know what they're doing. They don't like to get directed. They don't like to get told what to do. They don't like to get counsel. They don't like to get advice. They like to make their own decisions. Okay, the Most High said, okay, no problem. You like to make your own decisions? I'm going to put your life on speed. I'm going to put your life on highs and lows. You're gonna get the jagged track course that I got the different tracks set up like a video game.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get the smooth route.
You get the hard mode.
Yeah, you get the hard mode. Pro mode. Yeah, the pro mode on the game. The most difficult.
But you're not a pro though.
But you're not a pro though.
Why am I playing this mode?
Why am I in pro mode and I'm not a pro at this game? Yeah. So the Most High do that to you. But read that definition again.
Plain. It says smooth, even, level, flat, without elevations and depressions.
It says without elevations and what?
And depressions.
But there's life is set up. The Most High got everybody's course designed based upon their humility or based on their forwardness. You pick the level of the game of life that you're playing on. You pick your own course. So if your life is going up and down and it's unstable, because you chose that mode. You pick that course. Because you don't like counsel. You don't like advice. And you don't like nobody telling you what to do. No problem. You chose the most difficult course of life. Now you don't know what the hell's going to happen. Yes, sir.
Another one right here.
Go ahead.
It says on point number 13. It says not difficult, not embarrassing.
Not what?
Not difficult, not embarrassing.
It says not difficult and not what?
Embarrassing.
So yeah, there's some things there's reasons why you don't want to say certain things because it is embarrassing. Who chose it though? Why is your situation embarrassing? Why is your situation full of shame? You chose it. You chose to do you. And that's what the Most High got set up for all of us, male and female. The Most High got this whole thing rigged according to our humility or our impudence or our boldness or our pride. The Most High got it set up. Yes, sir.
It's safe to say the world did teach us that mentality because we do that to earn respect when we get our victories. We figured it out.
I did that.
That's why we normally mostly do it.
But you know, all you show the Most High is that you only trust you.
Yeah. We mostly don't know that.
And that's why the Most High said, man, my children ain't got no faith. They don't believe in me. So I got to put they got to put their life on hard mode, up and down mode, bumpy mode, bumper car mode, crash courses, crash dummies. Read? No, let that go, Karai. Well, you're in
we want to read 24 again.
24.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 24. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked.
So the Most High controls the situation. He controls the scenarios. He controls the outcomes or the victories or the failures in your life based upon what you choose. Do you lean on him? Do you seek his advice? Do you pray to him for direction? Do you ask brothers for counsel? Do you seek it? Do you seek counsel at all? Do you look to be directed? Or you want to be the captain of your own ship? No problem. No problem. Read on.
Verse 25. For the good are good things created.
It says for the good or what?
Are good things created from the beginning.
Go ahead.
So evil things for sinners.
So the Most High is controlling both. What you get. Good thing is to counsel. Get advice. Not operate willfully. Wicked is, I'm going to do me. I'm going to do what I want to do. I don't care. I ain't going to let nobody stop me. I'm not going to let nobody tell me no. I'm going to go for me. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to indulge and I'm going to be impulsive. No problem. Get ready for your life to just start having these irregular spikes. Get ready for your life to start throwing you different wrenches and different monkey wrenches in the system. Where you feel so unstable. You picking the wrong mode, man. There is an easier mode in life. You don't have to play the game on hard mode. There's an easier mode. But it's based on our willingness to let the Most High in or direct us. Read on. No, hold on. Stop right there. I want to read this right quick. He says, so evil things are for the sinners, right? Give me this right quick. Read this right here. Read this for me real quick. For the elements of the universe.
This is what, nothing? No, what's philo? For the elements of the universe, earth, water, air.
He said earth, water, air. Those we all need those, right? Read on.
And fire.
Go ahead.
Of which the world was made.
He says the same elements that the Most High used to create the whole world. Earth, water, air, fire. Read on.
Were all by the command of the Most High.
They were all directed by who?
The Most High.
Who controls earth, air, water, and fire?
The Most High.
The Most High control everything. Read on.
Brought into a state of hostility against them.
He says the Most High will take these elements that he created, that he used to create the world, and they will become your enemy. The Most High will use the elements to be your enemy. He'll use air to be your enemy, water to be your enemy, fire to be your enemy, earth to be your enemy. The Most High could turn the conditions. You're in a world where you don't have power over your life. You only have power over your decisions as far as humility or impudence. Go ahead.
So that the country of those impious men.
He says so that the country or whoever the inhabitants are that are impious, meaning they don't fear the Lord. They don't have a respect for God. Read on.
was destroyed.
It says was what?
Destroyed.
So the Most High can use the elements to destroy you. Just like he used hailstones, fire and brimstone coming from heaven to ignite Sodom and Gomorrah and the rest of them cities. All 5 of them cities. Sodom and Gomorrah being the biggest 2. But the Most High will use the same elements that he created the whole world with to come against you. Read on.
In order to exhibit the height.
It says, in order to exhibit, which means to demonstrate, what? Or to put on display, what?
The height of the authority which the Most High wielded.
So why would the Most High use the same thing that he created the whole earth with to come against you, to destroy you, but it's for a demonstration? The Most High will use men's life for a demonstration, for an exhibition, to manifest his power. Why did the Most High have the ocean open up for Moses and then close on the Pharaoh and his army? That was a demonstration of power. That was a flex. The Most High will flex on you.
Yeah.
He said, but I'm going to use the same thing that you need for life to sustain you to be against you. I'll use what I created from the beginning of the world to make the earth to be an enemy and an adversary to you. And I'll do it all to demonstrate my power and my authority. That you don't have no control. So that you can understand that in life, your best bet in life is to go to the Most High, is to pray to the Most High, is to get counsel, is to get advice, is to get a second opinion. Read on.
Who had also fashioned those same elements at the creation of the universe.
It says, and he used those same elements at the what?
The creation of the universe.
So the things that are already created will be your enemy. The Most High ain't got to make a new weapon. He just got to use what he already created. Read on.
So as to secure its safety. And who could change
it? It says so as to secure what?
Its safety.
Who's controlling the conditions? The Most High is. Read.
And who could change them all whenever he pleased.
And the Most High can do what?
Change them all whenever he pleased.
So who's in control? The Most High. And he's distributing his power based upon his disposition, based upon his dispensation, how he chooses to give it, whether to give you mercy or to bring you punishment, but it's all based upon our mentalities. He can make things easy for us and smooth and plain and flat and level. Or the Most High can put us on a hell of a roller coaster, and life is a hell of a ride. So we don't really control anything, do we? So what is our best bet? Our best bet is to always seek the Most High. Always seek counsel. Always get a second opinion. Never be so as bold to figure out that your master plan is going to work, and because you thought about it, it's going to be fail-proof. Don't give yourself that much credit. Don't ever give yourself that much credit. Where your ideas are fail-proof, and you don't let nobody in on your decision making. Let that go. Finish that in Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 25. You want
25 through 27.
Come on, 25. For the good are good things created from the beginning.
Go ahead.
So evil things for sinners.
Same thing we just read pretty much. Saying all of it saying the same thing. The Most High's got control over creation. And he'll let you have whatever it is that you choose. Read on.
26. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. All these things are for the good to the godly.
Read on.
Are for good to the godly.
Read on.
So to the sinners, they are turned into evil.
The Most High will use the substance and the things that you need to survive as an element against you. If you're evil, you control the Most High's wrath against you or his mercy. I can't even say his mercy. His mercy is free. But you control his favor. Because the scripture in Proverbs chapter 12, verse 2 says, a good man obtaineth the favor of the Lord. So, we control it based upon how we view things and how we approach scenarios, how we make decisions.
Our willingness to be obedient.
Yep. So, now, finish that. Go back to Luke chapter 14, verse 31 again. And we're going to finish this up.
Luke chapter 14 and verse 31. Or what king, going to make war against another king, sitteth not down and consulteth whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000?
Go ahead.
Or else, while the other is yet a great way off, he sendeth an ambassador.
He said, and if you know you don't got the cards, like Trump like to say, you don't have the cards.
Yeah.
Like he told Zelensky, you don't have the cards. The cards are not in your favor. You can't win this fight without us. You don't have the cards. So if you realize in life, man, I don't really got the cards to be at odds with people. I'm not in a position to make enemies. I need as many friends as I can get. I'm not in a position to make war and to be at odds and strife with people. Not in a position to do it. Christ said that it's better for your advantage. Because a lot of times we want to tell our boss a thing or
How
two.
you feel?
I'm going to keep it real. It's not in your cards to keep it real.
No.
It's not in your power to keep it real. You don't have the cards to keep it real. Oh, I'm going to tell my husband, oh, you don't have the cards.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I don't have all my kids be talking about, I'm gonna tell my mom and dad how I really feel. You don't got the cards, man.
Don't play that game.
They can cut the lights off on you. They can cut the food off on you.
Take the phone away.
Take the phone away.
The world's over.
Yeah, your world is crumbled. You don't got the cards to be talking smart. You don't got it. It ain't in you. It's not. You don't possess the power that you think you have. So Christ said it's better then to do what? Send an ambassador for what?
And desireth conditions of peace.
So when you know you don't have the cards to make a situation turn out in your favor, and you know you're not making the right determination when it comes to conflict resolution or strife, it's better then that you do what?
Desire conditions of peace.
Is what Christ saying brand new?
No.
Go to Deuteronomy chapter 20. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 20 and read verse 10.
Deuteronomy 20 and 10.
Read that.
When thou comest nigh unto a city to fight against it.
And so you got to pick your battles, man. A lot of times we want to pick battles with people, and we don't have the cards to be victorious. But we got to we got something to say.
Yeah.
I got to keep it real though. I got to keep it a buck. I got to keep it 100. I got to speak my mind. Listen, man. Sometimes speaking your mind, doing things your way, venting, letting your wrath venting your wrath is not the answer. He said, when you come to a city to fight against it, read.
When thou comest nigh to the city to fight against it, then proclaim peace unto it.
It said, what is the first thing that you should be looking for?
Peace.
Do we do that with each other? Do we do that with each other when we got a problem with each other? Is the first recourse or course of action, I'm looking to settle this in a peaceful manner? Do we operate like this? Or do we like to vent our frustration out on each other, then expect the situation to turn out good? You know what Christ was saying in Luke chapter 14, what was already written in Deuteronomy. If you don't got the cards to go to war with somebody and it's not in your favor to be victorious, shut your mouth and go ask for peace. What is that? That's humility. Why don't you go apologize? Why don't you say, hey, man, this ain't my intention, or this doesn't make any sense. Neither one of us are going to win out of this. Let's just go ahead and be friends. This is not going to benefit anybody. Us operating in our wrath upon each other, pouring our wrath on each other, is not going to benefit anybody. If anything, it's going to hurt everybody in the house. So you know what the wise person should do that Christ was saying that Moses already said? Why don't you go look for conditions of peace? Why don't you go make peace? It's easier that way. Because you don't got the cards to win this. And also, you're not in control of the scenario. The Most High is in control of the situation. He can flip it on your head. He said what?
Says, then proclaim peace unto it.
It said, what are you always supposed to look for first in any disagreement?
Peace.
Peace, man. Do we listen to that?
No.
I gotta give him a piece of my mind.
I don't feel peace until I get.
That's the piece we want to give. Yeah, you want to get a piece of my mind. I'm finna piece you up. I'm finna put these hands on you. I'm finna piece you. I'm finna piece you up and get these hands. Get a 2-piece. That's a piece we be wanting to distribute. That's not the rules of engagement. Christ saying the same thing. Moses saying, listen, man, you better go seek peace. It may not be what you think it's going to be. It might not turn out right the way you think it is. He said, go seek what?
It says, then proclaim peace unto it, and it shall be.
It says, and if you proclaim peace unto it, then maybe you'll get that. But that's not how we deal with each other. We don't do things the godly way. We do things the worldly way. It's easier to make peace in a situation that you don't really know how it's going to turn out. Read.
And it shall be, if it make thee answer of peace, and open unto thee, then it shall be, that all the people that is found therein shall be tributaries unto thee, and they shall serve thee.
Okay, you may avoid losses, casualties. You may avoid some wasted resources. You may avoid some lost time. And peace may be the better answer. We don't look at life that way either. We be wanting war. Things don't go my way. You say something against me, I want war. I got blood in my eyes. I'm gonna go to war. Man, going to war with people ain't always the best answer. Let me try peace first. It may work. Peace may work. Give room for peace. Read.
Verse 12. And if it will make no peace.
Now, hold on. Go to Josephus real quick. Read this. Read this right here. Read that.
That also.
Yeah.
Josephus, The Antiquities of the Jews, Book 4, Chapter 8, line 295. Let all sort of warlike operations.
He said, when you have disagreements, arguments, debates with your people, read on.
Let all sort of warlike operations.
He says, let all sort of warlike operations. Go ahead.
Whether they befall you now in your own time.
It says whether it will befall you and now in your own time, maybe benefit you now. Read on.
Or hereafter in the times of your posterity.
Or it may befall you in the time of your posterity. He says, this is which is a future engagement. He says, this is how you navigate through hard or difficult circumstances that you have with other people. Whether you can apply this now or you can apply this later. Read on.
Be done out of your own borders.
Go ahead. Don't bring. Basically, said the old saying is, don't crap where you eat.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. Don't crap where you eat. Don't have issues where you reside at.
Kind of function.
Yeah, where you function at. Don't bring this crap home. Don't bring battles home. Don't bring wars to your household. Read on.
But when you're about to go to war, send ambassadors.
It says, but the Old Testament said that even if it is a struggle or strife or things are on the verge of reaching a climax, you're still supposed to send an ambassador or an embassage or an embassy for what? Read.
Oh. And heralds to those who are your voluntary enemies.
It says you're still supposed to go seek peace with your voluntary enemies. So what Christ is saying in Luke 14 is the same thing Moses has been saying, which is the same thing has been an institution of Israel. That's an old Israelite institution, which is to try to make peace with people first before you go to war with them. That was always, peace was always the first solution when there's an issue. Let me try to make this situation a peaceful one. We can always go to war, but can there be peace first? Let me look for peace first. Read.
It says, "For it is a right thing." It is a right thing.
What?
For it is a right thing to make use of words to them before you.
It says it is a right thing to use your words. Go ahead.
To use your word, to make use of your words to them before you come to your weapon of war.
So before you use action and take action in a situation, it's best that you use your words to bring what?
Resolution.
Peace and resolution. Peace talks. Yeah, that's what it is. It said it's always better to seek peace in a troublesome scenario before you go to war. I'm always should be looking like, man, how can I situate this to where this doesn't escalate and I can de-escalate the scenario. That's not what we do, though. I got something to say. Read on.
And assure them thereby that although you have a numerous army.
He said, although I got a numerous army, read on.
With horses and weapons.
I got horses and weapons, read on.
And above these, a power merciful to you.
And I got the Most High on my side, read on.
And ready to assist you.
Go ahead.
You do, however, desire them not to compel you to fight against them.
It says, I still, even though I believe in the Most High, he's on my side, even though I got all the weapons, I got the soldiers, I got the ammunition, I got everything I need to go to war with this person. I got the proof, I got the facts that I'm going to win. The odds are in my favor. You still supposed to do what? Try to make peace with people before you go to war with people. But if you don't get a counselor to consult with, how would you know what steps to take first, second, and third? A lot of times we just act, and then the circumstance is at a high point and a boiling point. And then now it's a fallout when there could have been what? It could have been peace. How many relationships ended divorce when they could have mediated the relationship? They could have brought a mediator in and had somebody listen. That's all we do in marriage counseling. When we marriage counsel, all we do is listen to both sides. And we let this person talk who probably never gets a chance to talk. And we let this person talk who's not a good communicator. And then make sense of what they're saying. And then they both could vent frustrations. And then they both could see the other person's shoes, be in the other person's shoes, hopefully. And then this person makes a commitment to change those things that this person needs to see in order to be better for them to trust them again. That's all we're doing. But you can also have that mentality yourself. Let me make sure, I'm not sitting in a good situation with this individual. Let me go ahead and get some counsel on this situation. Me and this person at odds, let me get counsel on this situation. Let me seek advice. Let's set up a council with me and this person that are not seeing eye to eye. Let's get a council going. Maybe we can salvage something here. He said that was always how Israelites did things. Read.
And assure them thereby. Salaki. It says, however, desire them not to compel you to fight against them, nor to take them, to take from them what they have.
And I'm not trying to take nothing from you. Read on.
Which will indeed be our gain.
Go ahead.
But what they will have no reason to wish, we should take to ourselves.
It says, but you know what? If I can make peace, then I have no reason to go further to take advantage of these individuals and take their spoils to myself. If I can make peace, we can salvage some things. We don't know how to salvage relationships. We don't know how to salvage friendships. We don't know how to salvage circumstances. We don't know how to, because we don't be looking for peace. But you need peace first before you go to war. This is how you make things work in your favor. This is what the Most High would rather see us do when we come upon circumstances. So now finish that in Luke chapter 14.
Luke chapter 14 and verse 31. Verse 32.
And somebody else get Romans 12 and 18.
Luke chapter 14 and verse 32. Or else, while the other is yet a great way off, he sendeth an ambassador and desireth conditions of peace.
So it says, this is the best way to approach situations. Get counsel before I have an issue. Get counsel on every endeavor. Get counsel, advice from the watchman. Have humility so that the Most High can change the conditions in my favor. Seek the Most High direction. And utilize the counselors that the Most High set up around me. And then when I do have issues, I look for peace first. I try to navigate the scenario using peace first before I go to weapons. There's a time for weapons, but first peace. Read that. Romans 12 and 18.
Romans 12 and 18. If it be possible.
He said, if it be possible. Read on.
As much as lieth in you.
It says, as much as humanly possible, with all the integrity and strength you possess. Read on.
Live peaceably with all men.
It says that should always be the first endeavor before resorting to weapons and war and strifes and arguments and debates. And if you do have a strife, argument, or debate, or about on the precipice of war with an individual, you should always get counsel. And this is how you make sure that the situation is smooth and level and plain. It's how you make rough situations smooth. We're going to end it with that. Any questions? All right, finished up. So that's it in Luke. So the purpose of this class is to show us how we should be operating with every idea that we come up with, of how we should be operating with every inflamed friction situation, with every trouble that comes our way, with every affliction that comes our way, like Job talked about. There's a way to handle all these things. All of them has to come to the Most High first for advice and counsel, and then seek peace also on the back end. And then we'll watch everything level itself out, and life starts getting peachy creamy. Life starts to get real smooth and easy. All right? Any questions? With that, we're going to say shalom. The water for hanging in there. We'll be back on Friday. Dawiyah got Friday. All right, Dawiyah got Friday. And we'll see you on Friday. Shalom, everybody.
Shalom.
All right, shalom.